Now, can I create another constructor? Can I create another constructor? As in any method, I can create more than one constructor or more than one method. Each method can be created twice or three, but there are some rules I'm going to explain. Keep this. Keep this. I'm going to create another pizza. In this case, this pizza is useful to set up some of the properties when I create it. How? I'm going to say public, because it's constructor, another constructor, pizza. But it is different from this pizza. I'm going to pass some values here. For instance, I'm not going to pass the toppings. I'm going to pass the size. What's the size? And size. And I'm going to pass the crispy, which is Boolean crispy. So what advantage of having like that? Because when I create it, I can set up the size and crispy on spot. Okay, I don't need to have, even if it may have get and set, but this is like making set for a few properties together. Okay, so I want to set this. How to set it? Simply, if you remember this, dot size equal to the size, and this dot crispy equal to what? Not crispy, yeah, to crispy, yeah. Whatever you pass, it will be crispy. Tamam? So this crispy here equal to this crispy, and so on. How to call it? Let me go here. I'm going to create another object here. I can create the object anywhere, yani not necessarily at the top. I can create it here or here or whatever. But let us put it together here. So how to call it pizza? O3 equal to new. I want to use the second constructor, not the first one. This is the first one, which is just open close. I'm going to put the size integer. Let me put 10. And I said the crispy or not crispy, I make it true. Then in this case, what I have two constructors, this one and this one. You can select any one you use. So the first two use the first constructor, and the third one using the second constructor. Okay, this is called the methods overloading. Methods overloading. I'm going to explain this, very important for the exam. Methods overloading. Okay, I will either today or next lecture, I have to explain it very well. Okay, which means methods overloading means you can create the same name of the method, but it has rules. It has rules. Should not be the same number of parameters here, or type or sequence. I'm coming to this later. Now, can I remove this? As I explained before, this is by default, supply by default. So if I remove it, it should work as before. But now if I remove it, I will be in trouble. If I remove it, I go to here, I see both of these will not work. Both of these not working. Why? Because there is a rule here. What's the rule? The rules say, if there is no constructor at all, the program supply a constructor. But as soon as you define a constructor, the default constructor disappears. If you want it, you have to define it. So I'm recording this. So just listen to it for a few times. Again, the constructor, which is empty constructor, I call it empty constructor, like that. If I don't have this constructor or any constructor, then that will be by default exist. Even if you don't define it, it is defined by the program. But as soon as I define any constructor, the empty one will not be available unless I define it again. Even if I put empty, it has to be defined again. And similarly, I have example for this. If somebody in the court في المحكمة and he has no solicitor, ما عنده محامي, what they do, المحكمة, they appoint a solicitor for free to him. But as soon as he got a solicitor himself, he hired one, then what happened? The one appointed by the court for free, it will be removed. So why we supply you if you have a solicitor? But maybe you have more than one solicitor or lawyer, let me call it lawyer. Okay, one we brought, and you want the one which is hired by the court. So you pay for him and say, yeah, I want you to stay with me. So you have both. In this case, I'm going to have these. So we have this one and that one. You can use either one. How the program recognize which one you are calling? From the number of parameters here. This has no parameter, so it called the first one. This has parameter, called the second one. Tamam? This is the constructor, very important topic. You must, every class has constructor. The constructor, by the empty constructor, supply for free. If you supply any constructor, that will overload the existing constructor, then you have to have another one to call it. This is the constructor. Now, I want to print the details of this. How to print it? You can print it here by supplying get. And if I want to print it like this, you see I have get. At the moment I have get only for the toppings. How can I print all the properties or attributes of any object? Do I need to put get for everyone? Okay, let me think about a solution here. Let me try to do something here. Okay, I'm going to hide this at the moment just to focus to what I'm doing. So I have the object here, and I want to print the contents of O3, for instance. Okay, after that, after this, let me okay. O1 has value for the toppings. Okay, I can get the topics now. The toppings here, as you see here. Okay, can I print the toppings of the second one of the O3? I can. What I say, CW O3 get toppings. But the problem with this one, what? I didn't set it. So if you go and you see here, this one has not been set. So it will give me empty. It will give me empty. Then run it. It should give me empty. See, nothing here. Just created one, created here. I don't want to create it. I have to remove, because just to show you what's there. So just remove the this one, but I have to keep it empty like that. Okay. So now I can get the information from this is empty. This is empty. So what happens if I am going to say, print to me all the O3? What do you think will happen? Is it going to print to me all the contents of O3? Let me set, by the way, set the O3 here. And after I created the O3 here, I'm going to set toppings. Then O3 dot set toppings, and I'm saying whatever O3 flavors, whatever. Okay. As I said, where are we now? So we set up the flavor for this one. I'm going to try to print the object to see, am I going to get all the information of the object or not? Let me run it. Okay, I'm not printing anything, only printing the object of O3. So if I print it here, it comes to me like something funny, which is saying here, pizza application.pizza. That makes no sense. Even if I put O1 or O2, it gives me the same result. That means printing the entire object will not give me unless I print specifically like O3 dot get toppings or get size or get whatever, then I can print. How to get them all? I want to get them all. Let me have a method here, a special method, public, and this method is void. I say display info or object info, and take nothing. Then I want to print all the information of the object, like what? CW toppings, toppings, plus toppings, and CW. Yeah, I'm going to do all. So copy. So here, size, why I don't say this or whatever, because this already exists in the same class. When I put it in the pizza, same class, I don't need to put set or get or whatever. And only in the other class I put set and get, because I cannot see it. I can see it here, even if it is private, but if it is in the same class, doesn't matter. So here I'm going to put price, price. Let me see the price. Should we set it by default? And I put price here. Then I want to put here the which is the okay. Now I want to say it is a crispy or not. I'm going to make it a tricky way. Now I say if crispy, you can say if crispy equal true, or you can say just crispy, same meaning. If it is crispy, if it is true, you say type crispy. Okay, else print, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call it. We call it pan, but let me say not crispy. Type is not, or say no. I will not say crispy here because this will say true or false. I say type is crispy. Type crispy. Or crust. Let me say crust crispy. Crust crispy. Otherwise, crust not crispy, or you can call it not crispy, or pan. I don't know. Okay. So now what happened? Is it going to work directly? There is something here missed. Careful. Okay. It is not closed. That's why the arrangement is very important. So I have it now, this display object info. Let me now go to call it. As I said, if you do it this way, it will not print you. But if I say dot display info with no parameters, because that's what we have. Okay, what's the problem with this? Let me go to here. Display object. Yeah. Anyway, now object 3 Let me see, you know. Yeah, I tell you what. Can you tell me, anybody can tell me what's the problem with this? Very important point. So it will not work. See, let's say this. It will not work. Why? Because look at this very important point. Look at the display. The display is void. Everything printed inside. That means I cannot call it with return value. When I say write, it will contain the return value. But I don't want to return value. I want it just to call it directly, and then it will print to me everything. See? It's related to what we learned, you know? So if it's void, you have to call it this way. You cannot put it in the right or something equal, because that's only when it is returned. But now it's not returned. That means it must be called this way. Let me run it. Before that, maybe, okay, let me put here a splitter for any object I'm going to print. I put this, a splitter, run. Okay, so here, you see, I had a splitter, toppings, all three flavor, kada, kada, kada. Can I print others? Let me say here, again, I call it where? And here. Let me call O1. O1 dot display info. So this should print to me the O1. Let me see. O3, we set it up with values. So the results are here for the O1. O3. O1 has cheese, tomato, kada, but the size 0 because we didn't set it. The price 1.5. It is by default. Well, crust would be not crispy. Why? Because we didn't set it. So, and we put by default as false. Got it? So it's very useful to have such display information here. Yeah. So it is important to see the information here, to have such information, then we can have the value here. But now I want you to listen to me carefully. Okay, have a breath. I give you one minute to have a breath, go drink something, and come back for something important. Okay, so you know that. I give you 1 minute, and then come back to continue in a minute. If you have a question, you can ask during this 1 minute. Oh, and this is very important, Yani. Very important to know this because you have a question about it, and most of the questions about the methods and all this stuff. So the final exam mainly focus on this. Yani the classes, methods, objects, constructors, methods as well. If you remember the question we have in the second exam for factorial or something, you have similar to that, how to call the method, how to convert it into returning. Now, you remember when we have in the second exam, I gave you Yeah, and mainly the final exam focus mainly on the methods and the classes. Methods is chapter 7. Chapter 8 is about advanced methods, but one topic I'm going to cover to you, which is the methods overloading. I mentioned a little bit about it here, but I have to devote time for that. If we have time today, I talk about it, or if not, on Wednesday, I have to talk about it. Then that's chapter 7. Chapter 8, don't cover it all, as I'm going to give you the piece of overloading. And chapter 8, which is about this classes, okay, the classes here. But of course, you need if statement looping. As you see here, we use if statement. It means because you know the if statement. And if it is needed, whenever needed, you can use it. And there is a little topic which is called exception or errors. I'm going to mention, it takes about maybe 10 minutes. That's on Wednesday. I'm going to cover it. You will have some multiple choice or something about it. Okay, so this is mainly what we are going to cover. But focus on the methods as we have in the second exam, and focus on this assignment because it contains everything. Do it yourself, understand it very well, and submit it to get mark. And at the same time, in the final, you can get extra mark for similar question. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, let us go to modify this. What do we have here? We have this void. I'm going to challenge you personally. I'm not going to ask you. Challenge yourself how to convert this into returning value. Instead of void, I want to make it returning value. You remember the question in the second exam? So this is a bigger a bit. What I want to get all these not printed here. I want them to be returned back to print. What do you mean when you delete voice? You don't hear me? Void, yeah, okay. You scared me. I thought my voice is deleted. Okay. So now, yeah, we delete this and replace it with something we want to return. What do we want to return? Well, I want to return all this printout, which is string. But how to create the string out of all these? Let me create it to you. Yeah. So I say string, I define string, and called s or something, anything, and started with nothing, empty string. Then in every one I have, I put s plus equal and remove all these. Put it like that. Come on. Do it for all. S plus equal easy, huh? Here, do I put here S plus? No, I put S plus here. Whenever there is print. Then what I need to do? What I have to do? If it is not void, what I have to do? Yes, Sarah. So what I put in the last statement here, I put return. Yeah, right, Dalal. So I put return S. That's it. That's it. This is a change of it. But now what I need to do here, the call would be different, because the call here, if I call it this way as we did it before, like this, it will not print to me anything. It will return a value, but I don't use it. Yani let me run it to see what was the output. It will run, but nothing will return back. Nothing return back. So what I need to do, I need to get something out of it. Either I say result equal to this or print all that. So I say here, CW, print all the result here. I get this and put it here. This should be print to me the contents of O3, all the contents. But there is problem with this. Let me run it and see what's the problem. You see, print to me everything, but all of them in one line. So what I need now to arrange them to be in separate lines. How to do that? We go here, and I say in each one of these, \n, and you go to the next line, \n, \n, inside the string. Now it should be printing nicely. See, nice here. Can I print the second one? How to do print the second one? Simply I say CW, and I get O1 dot display. So I have the second one now, or O1 and O2 on anything now. You see? So this is for the O3 and this is for O1, like that. Easy, huh? Now we come to another point, another important point. Listen to me. Yeah. Okay. Another important point, which is now, I don't know if I can give you 1 minute again to observe it, or you want me to continue? Okay. So what we did now, let me summarize. If I want to get all the information of an object, if I print the object directly, like this, like what we did here, like if I want to print it like here, I may say here, CW object O3 will not print to me anything of that. You see, it will print to me up.pizza or pizza up.pizza. I'm running, as you see. So that print give me here, you see, up pizza up.pizza. That's if I print it all. But if I call that, I can get it this way. So it's important to have a display here, to have it here to be printed. Okay, and we have it in 2 versions. One version we make it void and everything print inside, and the second version we make it return string and we put everything in the string and return the string.